Welcome back. Imagine being on top of the world, quite literally, standing on top of Mount Everest and accomplishing one of the most momentous times of your life. That's exactly what our next guest did. Joining us now with her inspiring story is Silvia Vasquez Lavado. Silvia, thank you so much for joining me on Live in the Bay.
Olivia, thank you so much. It's an honor to be here.
Of course, I look forward to telling your inspiring story.
Thank you.
We got to get into the climbing first. You don't meet a lot of people who say, I want to climb all of the tallest mountains on each continent, right? You don't meet a lot of people who say that. So what first inspired you to start climbing?
I like that you've asked that question because even for me, I'm originally from Peru. I was born and raised there. Country full of mountains, but climbing was never in my interest. And when I moved here, I had to leave my country because I was a survivor of sexual abuse. And I tried to run away from my problems. I tried to run away from your shame, but it catches up to you. And in my 20s, the memory, the addiction, the trauma came to me, and I became an alcoholic. And I was hitting rock bottom when I ended up going down to Peru to do a powerful healing meditation with my mom. And in this vision that we were doing, I saw myself, I saw my little girl that I had been trying to ignore, and the two of us embracing each other, and then mountains formed around us, and this little girl pulled me to walking into mountains.
Wow.
So that's how it all started for me. So I decided to take myself to the base of Everest without any trekking experience. But seeing the Himalayas for the first time changed my life. Wow. That is what really inspired me.
Oh my goodness, that's incredibly inspiring. So not only are you a survivor, but that traumatic event in your life actually inspired you to start your climbing.
Yes.
So when you sat at the base of Mount Everest, what are some of the thoughts that went through your mind?
I remember the first time seeing the sunrise coming between Everest and Nipsey. The number one thing that came to me, I felt so little in comparison to the mountains. And I think that was a beautiful reflection for me to know that my problems, that my shadows were so small in comparison to the protection that I felt in nature. And that is what inspired me. I remember I looked at Everest and I said, Everest, I want to say thank you. I want to come back one day and attempt to climb, but you look scary. And so I'm going to have to get the practice. I'm going to have to get the training. And that's kind of how the idea of the 7 summits came to me. And so I made a promise. I told myself, I'll come back as a mountaineer, but also I'll come back with a social cause to give thank you.
Wow.
And that started this whole incredible journey.
Oh my goodness. Okay, we're going to get to that second part of the journey, but first I have to ask you, what were some of maybe the biggest difficulties you faced climbing the 7 summits? Because for those who don't know, 7 different continents, 7 of the biggest mountains in the entire world. What were some of the struggles you faced?
You know, one of the biggest struggles was being the only woman in many of the expeditions, and that definitely, and I'm not even saying being the only gay woman, which I didn't think that was the case when I first started it, but that was difficult. I mean, a lot of the equipment is more male-oriented, and the hardships also, I couldn't get sponsorships, so I had to raise all the money myself, you know, through my work and everything. But that, you know, put a lot of it. However, one thing that I've realized is that for women, we have endurance more than many men.
Absolutely.
And we're stubborn. And so I think that is what really helped me.
Yes. Oh, incredible. So since you started and completed, you finished it, by the way, such a huge accomplishment. But you mentioned something I'd like to touch on, being the first and only openly gay woman to have such an incredible accomplishment along the 7 summits. What has that meant to you and your story?
For me, it was all about representation. And I think I originally didn't start thinking. I imagined that there was maybe like a hardcore butch that had done it before because it felt so tough. And I never saw myself as that tough. But when I realized I would be the first one, to me, it felt the opportunity to open up the barriers for others. I know we still have to make so many strides and make it more inclusive for people being in nature. We're still very male-driven. And so to me, it was about that identity and about being able to show people, if I can do it, I want others to follow. And I love that I literally have had to crash to the eye ceiling. So if I can make my hole, I want others to come and join me. And so that's the purpose of representation.
And have you seen that? Have you seen, since your story has been unveiled, have you seen others that, you know, are similar in your community follow your path?
Absolutely. I had the honor to have to nominate the first trans woman who is in the process of climbing the 7 summits as you know, one of the out people to watch. I mean, it is, I mean, to me, and I get ping, especially because people read the story, they're reaching out to me, telling me how important it was, because it's really hard. I mean, embracing your identity when it's not always accepted can be very difficult, and you can feel very lonely, isolated, which was at times my case. And so for me, it is the opportunity of extending my hand and bringing as many as I can with me.
Well, I know for a fact you are inspiring so many with your story, which is a beautiful thing. Now, let's talk about your book.
Yes.
We saw you shaking your book there in the preview. Tell us about your book. What can people expect?
It is a roller coaster of a ride.
I bet.
I love how people have reached out to me and telling me and blaming me that they couldn't sleep, they couldn't put it down. It is a story that, even though it looks like a climbing story, it is a story about all of us. How many of us have experienced grief, shame, addiction, sadness, loss? But it is a story about the human spirit, and it's also about the importance of what can happen if we come together in community. Because a part of the book is when I'm bringing a group of young women to the base of Everest, also survivors of abuse, and you can see how we all come together. You can see the ups and downs. You actually, a couple of the chapters, you can see the healing happening. It's such a beautiful book. And then it is this journey of starting my whole climbing of the mountain. I'm the only woman with 7 men. So here I am, somebody who's always a little bit nervous of men, and here, you know, I'm surrounded by all this testosterone. But you can see how everything develops, and it's not just about ego and strength. I mean, and you know, out of the 7 men, 3 end up only continuing with me. So it is a roller coaster. You're gonna finish the book and you're gonna feel so inspired.
I can't wait to read it. I really can't wait to read it. Now, I have one more question for you, Silvia, before you go. What about your nonprofit? What can people know and learn and even help contribute with this nonprofit that you have?
Thank you. Courageous Girls is my nonprofit, and we have been doing a lot of work in Nepal and in Peru. We are working in Nepal, turning a lot of survivors into trekking guides. And we're going to be reopening people joining us on trips that are going to be led by these young, amazing leaders. In Peru, I'm also working with young survivors, but they had been abused in elementary school, so we just finished high school, and now we're going to university. And I'm trying to bring this whole empowerment as well through education. So there are a couple of projects that I'm hoping to get here in the US. There is a lot of opportunities. I would love to work with young women in the juvenile system, so we'll have to see. By little, I am so committed of being able to bring nature as a healing catalyst.
You are an inspiration to so many. Your story, your strength.
Thank you.
Not only is it inspiring, but I'm sure to so many who are going to pick up the book, and who I hope pick up the book and read it, are going to be hopefully healed, you know, and understand that they're not alone.
They're not alone. They're going to be inspired, and they're going to feel like,
okay,
what is my own personal Everest?
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Silvia, for joining us on Live in the Bay. It was such a pleasure knowing your story.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, and if you would like to learn more or get a copy of Silvia's book, just head to liveinthebay.tv. Silvia is just one of the many special stories we're featuring here on Cron 4 as we recognize Pride Month. Join our very own John Schrabel and Taylor Bisacki for our Bay Area Pride special, Love Will Keep Us Together. It airs Thursday night, June 23rd at 6:30 right here on Cron 4.